All right, everyone, get ready to dive into the wild world of Accidentally Married, a romantic comedy novel by Victorine E. We'll be taking a close look at excerpts from the audiobook on YouTube and a review on a book blog to, really dissect this hilarious story.
I do love a good story, especially one with unexpected twists and a lot of humor.
Exactly. So, let's meet Madison, an aspiring actress struggling to make ends meet in Los Angeles. And then we've got Jared, a successful CEO with some serious commitment issues. And their paths collide when Jared needs a fake girlfriend for a family event, and Madison, desperate for cash, takes the job.
What's fascinating here is how this simple premise just snowballs into this series of, increasingly complicated misunderstandings and situations. The fake relationship begins to be perceived as real by Jared's family, especially his Aunt Shelley, who's facing a serious illness.
Right. And Madison, with her wit and playful nature, really leans into the role of the fake girlfriend, to Jared's surprise. Remember that scene at the family dinner where she announces their engagement even though Jared hasn't proposed?
Oh, absolutely. It's a perfect example of how a seemingly small action can have huge, unforeseen consequences. The family's joy, especially Shelley's, is just palpable. It makes it even more difficult for Jared to reveal the truth.
And let's not forget the supporting characters. We've got Veronica, Jared's ex-girlfriend, who adds a layer of drama and conflict with her manipulative schemes.
Right. Veronica represents that classic ex archetype,
Yeah.
glamorous, possessive, and determined to win Jared back. She serves as this counterpoint to Madison, highlighting the differences in their personalities and intentions.
Totally. And then there's Irene, Jared's stepmother, who embraces Madison with open arms, showering her with gifts and affection.
Now, if we connect this to the overall theme of the story, Irene's warmth really highlights this longing for family and belonging that underpins the entire plot. Both Madison and Jared, in their own ways, have experienced, familial disappointments, which makes Irene's acceptance even more significant.
And now we get to the really interesting part. Remember the double wedding?
Of course. Jared's cousin, Patricia, announces her engagement and proposes a double wedding. Unbeknownst to Jared and Madison, the family arranges for the actor playing the minister to be officially ordained, and suddenly the fake wedding becomes very, very real.
What a surprise. The look on Jared's face when he realizes what has happened is priceless.
It's comedic gold, but it also reveals the family's kind of desperation to see Jared, happy and settled. They genuinely believe, despite the unconventional beginning, that Jared and Madison are meant to be together.
So what does this mean for our accidental newlyweds? Well, Jared is furious about the deception and the sudden change in his relationship status. He leaves Madison stranded in Hawaii after their honeymoon and returns home to deal with the fallout.
It's a classic fight or flight response. Jared feels betrayed and trapped, which leads him to make this hasty decision that ultimately hurts both him and Madison. It underscores this theme of miscommunication that runs throughout the novel.
And of course, Madison is left reeling. She experiences the joy of the wedding ceremony, the pain of Jared's rejection, and most importantly, the realization that she has genuinely fallen for him.
Talk about an emotional roller coaster. Madison is forced to confront her own feelings, which are further complicated by this sudden outpouring of warmth and acceptance from Jared's family. It's a potent mix of longing and confusion and dare I say hope.
It's a major turning point in the story, and it raises some crucial questions about authenticity and trust and the complexity of love.
This is where Leask's talent as a writer really shines. She masterfully balances humor with genuine emotion, creating characters that are both relatable and engaging.
Absolutely. It's not just about the laughs, it's about the journey these characters undertake, both individually and as a couple. And to add another layer of complexity, we discover the truth about Aunt Shelley's health, which played a significant role in accelerating the wedding.
The revelation about Shelley's condition adds this moral dimension to the story. Was the wedding built on a lie, or was it, as Jared's father argues, a catalyst for something genuine? This is a question that every character and the reader has to grapple with.
Now things get even more complicated. Remember that encounter Jared had with Veronica at the jewelry store?
Oh, yes. This is where the conflict really heats up. Veronica discovers the truth about the fake engagement and threatens to expose it unless Jared pays her a hefty sum. It's classic blackmail, and Jared panics.
He's torn between protecting his family, especially Shelley, and his growing resentment toward Veronica's manipulative tactics.
And let's not forget his confusing feelings for Madison, which are further complicated by this external pressure. It's a pressure cooker of emotions, and Jared's actions become increasingly impulsive.
To make matters worse, Veronica, driven by jealousy and a desire for revenge, decides to crash the wedding reception. It's a scene straight out of a soap opera with dramatic confrontations and shattered glass.
This scene showcases Veronica as her desperation and underscores the destructive nature of her obsession with Jared. It also creates a stark contrast with the genuine affection and support that Madison receives from Jared's family.
The chaos of the reception, along with his growing frustration with Veronica's her blackmail attempts, lead Jared to make a rash decision.
Remember that heated confrontation they have outside the reception? It's a pivotal moment. Jared, overwhelmed by anger and the desire to protect Madison from further harm, tells Veronica that he'll pay her the money.
It's a decision he quickly regrets, especially after witnessing Madison's reaction to Veronica's attempt to publicly humiliate her. It's a moment of clarity for Jared, and it marks a shift in his perspective.
He realizes that protecting Madison isn't about money or appeasing Veronica. It's about standing up for someone he cares about, even if it means defying his own family.
But what he doesn't know is that his father has overheard the entire conversation with Veronica and is now aware of the fake engagement.
This is where the story takes another surprising turn. Maxwell, initially shocked and disappointed, begins to observe Jared and Madison more closely. He notices the genuine affection that exists between them, despite the unconventional start to their relationship.
And in a twist that no one saw coming, Maxwell decides to intervene, but not in the way Jared expects.
This is one of the most intriguing aspects of Accidentally Married. It challenges our assumptions about family dynamics and explores the complexities of paternal love. Maxwell, recognizing the potential for something real between Jared and Madison, takes matters into his own hands.
But instead of exposing the truth, he decides to keep it a secret, hoping that time and proximity will allow Jared and Madison's their feelings to develop naturally.
It's a risky gamble, but one that speaks to Maxwell's faith in the power of love and his desire to see his son truly happy.
So he orchestrates this romantic dinner for Jared and Madison, hoping to foster a more intimate connection between them.
The dinner is a turning point in the story. The carefully crafted ambiance, combined with the absence of family pressure, allows Jared and Madison to relax and connect on a deeper level. They share personal stories, vulnerabilities, glimpses of their true selves.
And the chemistry between them is undeniable. You see Jared's walls slowly crumble as he's drawn to Madison's warmth and authenticity. Remember that scene where they're dancing under the stars?
It's pure movie magic. The
Yeah.
music, the setting, the unspoken emotions, it creates this tangible tension that's impossible to ignore. And then there's the kiss.
Oh, that kiss, it's electric. It's clear that something has shifted between them, and for a moment the charade fades away and we see a glimpse of what could be.
But as in any good romantic comedy, the road to true love is rarely smooth. The next morning, reality sets back in, and the weight of the situation, the fake engagement, the impending wedding, Veronica's threats, it all comes crashing down on them.
Jared, fearing the possibility of heartbreak, retreats back into his emotional shell, while Madison grapples with the confusion of her own feelings.
The conflict comes to a head when Jared discovers that Veronica, desperate to win him back, has contacted his mother, revealing the truth about the fake engagement.
Driven by a mix of anger and protectiveness, Jared confronts Veronica and in a moment of weakness, agrees to pay her the money she demands.
But this act of appeasement backfires spectacularly. Veronica emboldened by her perceived victory, crashes the wedding rehearsal, determined to humiliate Madison and expose the truth to Jared's family.
And this is where Madison's true strength shines through.
Remember that powerful scene where Madison, despite her own hurt and confusion, stands up to Veronica, refusing to be bullied or silenced. It's a moment of empowerment and self-worth.
She even reveals some of Veronica's her past bullying tactics, turning the tables and exposing her true character to everyone present.
This act of defiance not only stuns Veronica, but also earns Madison the admiration and respect of Jared's family, further solidifying her place within their circle.
The rehearsal ends on a tense note with Jared grappling with the fallout from Veronica's actions and his own conflicting emotions.
The tension is palpable and the stakes are higher than ever. The question now is, will Jared finally confront his feelings for Madison, or will he allow Veronica's manipulation and his own fear of commitment to destroy any chance of happiness they might have? And as the wedding day approaches, the tension ratchets up, another notch. Remember how everyone's getting ready and there's this flurry of activity and underneath it all, the secret is simmering.
Oh yeah, totally. And poor Madison is trying to process this whirlwind of emotions. She's touched by the warmth and generosity of Jared's family, especially during the bridal shower where she receives these thoughtful gifts and heartfelt well wishes.
The bridal shower is a really touching moment. It highlights the stark contrast between the genuine affection Madison receives from Jared's family and the kind of manipulative and transactional relationship she has with Jared.
And then, of course, there's the wedding ceremony itself. Talk about a pressure cooker.
It's this beautifully orchestrated event filled with all the traditional elements, a stunning dress, heartfelt speeches, a nervous groom. But underneath it all, there's this secret that threatens to unravel everything.
And just when you think things can't get any more dramatic, Veronica makes her grand entrance.
Oh, that scene is priceless. She barges into the ceremony, determined to expose the truth about the fake engagement and reclaim Jared for herself. It's a classic romantic comedy showdown, complete with gasps and shocked faces and a healthy dose of chaos.
But just when it seems like Veronica has won, Madison takes control of the situation. She coolly reveals Veronica's past manipulative behavior, effectively silencing her and turning the tables.
It's a moment of triumph for Madison and a testament to her quick wit and ability to think on her feet. It also underscores this theme of female empowerment that runs throughout the novel.
Jared, witnessing Madison's strength and composure, starts to see her in a new light. He begins to question his own assumptions about their relationship and the reasons why he's been holding himself back.
The wedding ceremony proceeds, albeit with a slightly altered script. Remember that hilarious exchange where Madison incorporates some of the more absurd moments of their courtship into her vows.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
She manages to poke fun at the situation while subtly revealing the depth of her feelings for Jared.
And Jared's vows are equally revealing. Remember how he abandons the prepared speech and speaks from the heart, confessing his growing feelings for Madison?
Oh, the look on his face, the sincerity in his voice, it's clear that something has shifted within him. He's finally acknowledging the connection they share, even if he doesn't fully understand it yet.
But of course, true love is never easy. Immediately after the ceremony, Jared's still reeling from the revelation of his family's deception and his own confused emotions, whisks Madison away to Hawaii for their honeymoon.
It's a whirlwind trip filled with luxurious accommodations and breathtaking scenery and this palpable tension between them.
Remember those romantic walks on the beach, those intimate dinners, the stolen glances. The chemistry is undeniable, but so is the underlying fear and uncertainty.
And then there's that incredibly awkward moment where Madison tries to tell Jared that they're actually legally married.
The timing couldn't be worse. They're in the middle of a heated argument, and Jared, still grappling with his anger towards his family and his own feelings, completely misinterprets her attempt to explain the situation.
He thinks she's upset about being trapped in a marriage she doesn't want, when in reality she's thrilled but but terrified of his reaction.
It's a classic case of miscommunication and missed opportunities, highlighting once again the importance of open and honest dialogue in any relationship.
And things go from bad to worse when Jared, in a fit of frustration and anger, leaves Madison stranded in Hawaii and flies back home.
This is where we really see the depth of Jared's commitment issues. He runs away from the situation instead of confronting his feelings or attempting to communicate with Madison.
Madison's devastated, of course.
Yeah.
She returns home to find her apartment a mess and her roommate, Carrie, dealing with her own relationship drama.
The contrast between Madison's romantic turmoil and Terry's more down-to-earth relationship troubles adds a layer of humor and realism to the story. It also highlights the universality of relationship challenges regardless of the circumstances.
Now, on top of everything else, Madison has to deal with the fallout from the marriage, the constant gossip and the uncertainty of her future with Jared.
But even in the midst of this chaos, Madison's strength and determination shine through. She refuses to be defined by the situation and throws herself into her acting career.
She even lands a lead role in a play, proving that she's capable of achieving her dreams with or without Jared.
This is a key moment in Madison's character development. It shows her resilience and her refusal to be a victim of circumstance.
Meanwhile, Jared has slipped back into his usual routine, trying to forget about Hawaii and the wedding and most importantly, Madison.
But as we all know, you can't run away from your feelings forever. Jared finds himself constantly thinking about Madison. Her laugh, her wit, her unwavering belief in him.
He realizes, to his own surprise, that he misses her, and not just because of the role she played in his family's elaborate scheme.
It's a slow but important realization. Jared begins to recognize the depth of his connection with Madison and the fact that his feelings go far beyond mere convenience or obligation.
And to complicate matters even further, Jared's father approaches him and reveals that he knows the truth about the fake engagement.
This is a pivotal moment in their father-son relationship. Maxwell, instead of judging or reprimanding Jared, expresses his understanding and most importantly, his belief that Jared and Madison are truly in love, even if Jared himself hasn't fully admitted it yet.
Jared initially resists his father's insights, but the seed of doubt has been planted.
And then there's the black eye incident.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's when things really start to shift. Madison, frustrated by Jared's emotional distance and his attempts to annul their marriage, finally lets her anger out.
Remember that scene at Madison's apartment? The tension is palpable, and then bam! Madison punches Jared right in the eye.
It's a moment of pure comedic brilliance, but it also serves a deeper purpose. It's a physical manifestation of the pent-up emotions that have been simmering between them.
The black eye becomes a symbol of their unresolved issues and a catalyst for change. Jared, forced to confront the consequences of his actions, finally begins to question his own behavior and the reasons why he's been pushing Madison away.
And of course, the black eye leads to a hilarious encounter with Jared's father, who immediately assumes that Madison is some sort of violent harpy.
Oh, the scene where Maxwell confronts Jared about the black eye, only to discover that Madison punched him because she's in love with him, is one of the funniest and most heartwarming in the entire novel. It's a perfect blend of humor and pathos and genuine affection.
And that's when it hits Jared.
Yeah.
He might be in love with Madison too.
It's a breakthrough moment for him. He finally begins to understand that love isn't about convenience or control. It's about vulnerability and trust and allowing yourself to be open to something real and meaningful.
But now he has to convince Madison that his feelings are genuine, which is easier said than done, especially given how disastrously he's handled things so far.
Right. The stage is set for a final act full of emotional confrontations and heartfelt apologies and hopefully a happy ending.
But first, Jared has to deal with the consequences of his disastrous decision to leave Madison in Hawaii.
Exactly. He returns home expecting Madison to be furious and demanding an annulment. But instead, he finds her strangely calm and resigned.
She's heartbroken, of course, but she's also determined to move on with her life. She's focused on her acting career and she refuses to let Jared's his emotional baggage drag her down.
It's a powerful moment of growth for Madison. She realizes that her worth isn't tied to Jared's affection or their accidental marriage.
And Jared, witnessing Madison's, her newfound strength and independence, starts to panic. He realizes that he might actually lose her for good.
The fear of losing Madison forces Jared to confront his deepest fears and insecurities. He finally understands that his commitment issues stem from a deep-rooted fear of abandonment stemming from his childhood experiences.
He seeks advice from his father, who surprisingly offers some sage wisdom. Remember that scene where Maxwell tells Jared that love isn't about control or perfection. It's about taking a leap of faith and allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
It's a beautiful moment of bonding between father and son, and a turning point for Jared. He realizes that he's been approaching love all wrong.
Armed with this new perspective, Jared sets out to win Madison back.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be easy. She's hurt. She's guarded and understandably skeptical of his sudden change of heart.
He starts by apologizing, sincerely and profoundly, for his past behavior. He acknowledges his mistakes and expresses his regret for the pain he's caused her.
And then he does something completely unexpected. He confesses his love for Madison. Remember that scene at Madison's apartment? It's both heartwarming and hilarious, with Jared stumbling over his words and Madison struggling to contain her surprise and disbelief.
It's a perfect example of how Leesky balances humor and genuine emotion. His clumsy confession is both endearing and believable, reflecting the awkwardness of love in real life.
But even after his heartfelt confession, Madison isn't fully convinced. She needs more than just words. She needs to see a real change in Jared's actions.
And this is where the accidental marriage actually works in their favor. It forces them to spend time together, to face the challenges of everyday life, and to really get to know each other beyond the surface level.
They start attending couples therapy at Madison's suggestion, where they begin to unpack their individual baggage and build a foundation of trust and communication.
The therapy sessions are both insightful and hilarious. We see Jared confronting his fear of commitment, Madison addressing her insecurities, and both of them learning to communicate more effectively.
And as they spend more and more time together, the lines between the fake marriage and real life begin to blur. They find themselves falling into a comfortable routine, sharing meals, supporting each other's dreams, and yes, even arguing like a real married couple.
And of course, the physical attraction between them is still very much alive. Remember that scene where they're cooking dinner together and things start to get a little heated?
Oh, that scene. It's a perfect blend of humor and romance and sizzling chemistry.
But even amidst the laughter and the stolen kisses, there's still the underlying question of the annulment. Will they go through with it, or will they embrace the unexpected turn their lives have taken?
That's the central conflict of the final act. Both Jared and Madison have to decide what they really want, regardless of family expectations or societal pressures.
And in a beautiful twist, the truth about Aunt Shelley's health is revealed, removing the main obstacle to their happiness. It turns out that Shelley's condition wasn't as serious as everyone believed, and she's actually making a full recovery.
This revelation frees Jared and Madison from the guilt and obligation that had been weighing them down. They can finally make a decision about their future based on their own feelings and desires.
And after much soul-searching and heartfelt conversations, and of course a few more comedic mishaps along the way, Jared and Madison realize that they really are meant to be together.
They decide to embrace their accidental marriage, not as a product of family machinations or as a convenient solution, but as the foundation for a real and lasting love.
The novel ends on a hopeful note, with Jared and Madison embarking on a new chapter in their lives, not as a CEO and an aspiring actress, but as partners, as equals, and most importantly, as a couple in love.
It's a satisfying conclusion to a story filled with laughter and tears and the unexpected twists and turns of love.
So what can we take away from this deep dive into Accidentally Married?
Well, I think it reminds us that love can blossom in the most unexpected places, and that sometimes the best things in life are are the ones we least expect. It also highlights the importance of communication, vulnerability, and the courage to embrace the unknown.
Absolutely. And it shows that even amidst the chaos and misunderstandings, true love can prevail. Now, if you're eager to experience the whole audiobook adventure, check out the link below. You can enjoy it for free on Audible.
Until next time, happy listening. And remember, sometimes the biggest surprises in life turn out to be the best. Maybe you have an accidental love story waiting just around the corner.